就 Ray, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, thank you. Good morning. It is 9 o'clock Thursday, March 19. This is the second regularly scheduled status conference docket. Although we are going to have a hearing by affidavit continuance today as well. Although Freya, I don't see that as the first case. I thought it was.
I believe it is the XTO case 25945.
I printed the the docket that was emailed to me and I don't see it on here. Maybe I shouldn't use this then?
I can give you my worksheet.
That'd be great. Thank you. I'm going to call case number 25945 XTO Energy.
Good morning, Mr. Examiner. Miguel Suazo with Beatty & Wozniak appearing this morning on behalf of XTO Energy.
Good morning, Mr. Suazo. I don't believe there's any other appearances.
That's correct.
So let's get the record updated with your exhibits.
Sure. So at the last hearing by affidavit, I believe the exhibits were admitted into evidence, and we got the amended exhibits filed. We made changes to the CPAC, specifically, the first part of the docket, just noting there's no other wells. And then we also had some different exhibits on, I think, C3. And I'm not sure if there's any questions for the geology witness, Mr. Kearney, but he's available for questions if the technical examiner has any.
Thank you, Mrs. Suazo. The exhibits were received. They are accepted into evidence. The case was reviewed and it's taken under advisement.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day. Let's go on to I want to call a case out of order here. It's a case I was sent an email about yesterday. Give me 1 second. This is case number 25727. It is a Spur Energy case. We received a motion for continuance on this case to delay it a few more months. Entries of appearance, please.
Yes, Mr. Examiner, Dana Hardy on behalf of Spur.
Okay, thank you. And are there any other parties that you know of?
Mr. Padilla represents a party that had protested. And so this had been set for a contested hearing, but then they withdrew their protest. So he's still entered in the case, but they are not objecting.
Thank you, Ms. Hardy. So if I'm not mistaken, this case was filed in October?
That's correct.
Okay. And you're requesting moving it to May. Why?
Because Spur needs additional time to prepare their exhibits for hearing subsequent to the contested hearing being vacated.
It's too far for us. It's too far in the future for us. Why are they not prepared for March 26th? That's still over a week away from that.
Because they were going to, well, the deadline would be today, right, for the exhibits for next week. And they were planning to send ratification agreements to the overrides because the overriding royalty interests were noticed of the case, but they have not received ratification agreements. So that is why Spur wanted to continue the case, so it would have time to do that.
I can't keep it on the docket that long. I don't know. I don't understand why that wasn't done before. When we had a contested hearing set for this case, we did move it on your request to March 26th, right?
Because this was that was the next docket available, yes, after the contested hearing. That's right. That's right.
I can put it on an April docket, but I can't go to May.
That would be fine. April would be fine.
Freya, what's the first April docket we can put this case on?
We don't have a hearing by affidavit docket in April.
Any docket will do.
We
It doesn't have to be hearing by
have the
affidavit.
status conference docket on the 16th and two special dockets, one on the 21st and one on the 28th.
The 16th is fine. If you want to continue it, Freya, to the 16th, we were going to reject the continuance.
Okay,
But I'm gonna make that exception and we'll get it on the April 16th docket. It'll be the first case that we hear on that docket. I expect it's going to be a simple case. The only reason that we wouldn't do that is if we don't have a technical examiner, but I think someone can fill it.
okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
That works for
So
me.
Freya, would you accept the continuance to the 16th?
Yes.
And would you send an email to John Garcia and see who might attend just that very first case?
Yes, I will.
Bless you. Thank you, Freya. All right, we're off the record in that case. Let's move on to Mewbourne Oil. This is 25746.
Good morning, Dana Hardy on behalf of Mewbourne.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Dina Bennett on behalf of Avant Operating 2, and Avant objected to the case moving forward by affidavit.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Bennett. And are you maintaining your objection?
At the moment, yes, the parties are working through an agreement which will hopefully obviate Avant's objection.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Examiner. Carrie Hatley entering her appearance on behalf of Marathon Oil Permian, and we're monitoring only.
All right, very good. So, Ms. Hardy, it sounds like negotiations are ongoing. How do you want to proceed?
Negotiations are ongoing and are making progress. We would propose to set this case for a status conference again on April 16th
Okay.
because we're cautiously optimistic that an agreement can be reached by
Okay.
then.
Now, this case looks like it's a little old.
It was filed in December.
December.
Yes.
25746. That's funny because the other 257 number we had was from October. Let me just quickly verify how old the case is.
I showed it was filed on December 23rd.
Oh, so you know. All right, December 23rd?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, this would be the last status conference.
That's fine. Understood.
And we've sent out some dates. I think you probably know what they are for contested hearings. So if for some reason we come back on the 16th and Ms. Bennett has not withdrawn her objection, please be prepared for a May contested hearing.
Understood.
Contested hearing. All right. Thank you. We're off the record. I should ask Ms. Bennett, is there anything further?
No, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hardy. All right. Moving on to Milestone Environmental 25801.
Dana Hardy on behalf of Milestone.
Thank you.
Carrie Hatley on behalf of COG Operating, and we objected to this.
Oh, you did?
We
Okay, and
did.
why did you object?
Well, we have some concerns about the application, but we're working it out with Milestone. We think we can reach an agreement potentially even today.
Okay.
We believe that a solution is imminent. We're very hopeful.
What's the Ms. Hardy, what's the nature of this application?
It is an application to change the injection rate for a disposal well.
And you have wells in the area?
We do.
I thought so. But it sounds like you're going to work it out.
I really believe that we will.
Okay. And this is not a very old case, Ms. Hardy. So another status conference?
That would be fine, Mr. Examiner. On April 16th.
Perfect. Okay, or a dismissal of well, you wouldn't dismiss the application, would you?
Right, we wouldn't dismiss, assuming we reach an agreement by then. We would let the division know, and then hopefully we could present by affidavit on the
What?
May docket or the soonest docket
I see.
after that.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Ms. Hardy.
Thank you.
Okay, we're off the record in that case. Let's go on to number 4 on the docket. This is a Mewbourne Oil case. It looks like it's a few cases together. 25860, 25862, and 63.
Good morning, Mr. Hearing Examiner. Paula Vance with the Santa Fe office of Holland and Hart on behalf of the applicant, Mewbourne Oil Company.
Good morning, Ms. Vance.
Good morning, Mr. Examiner. Dina Bennett with Model Sperling on behalf of Paloma Permian Asset Co. And we did object to these cases moving forward by affidavit.
And what's the status of your objection now?
We are still objecting. Paloma Permian does not intend to, at least at this point, file competing applications. There's just a lot of moving parts and Paloma Permian wants to make sure it can preserve its rights.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Ms. Bennett.
And Mr. Examiner, Dana Hardy with Hardy McLean on behalf of Permian Resources Operating. And we did also object to these applications, but don't anticipate at this point filing competing applications.
And what's the status of your negotiations?
It's my understanding there are negotiations going on between multiple parties for this acreage. So we would be fine, I think, with another status conference. I think there's progress being made on negotiations, hopefully.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Hearing Examiner. Darren Savage with Aberdeen Shield, appearing on behalf of WPX Energy Permian LLC, and we did object to this case. We have done a number of negotiations and offers, and we think it's very promising to reach a potential resolution. As a precaution, we did file competing applications, so they are in the system.
Do you know the numbers by any chance?
Yes, 25049 through, I'm sorry, 26049 through 26052.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Mr. Savage. So we have competing applications. Ms. Vance?
Sorry. Yeah, my understanding is that the parties are negotiating, just speaking to all of the other attorneys that have weighed in. We would ask for another status conference to hopefully maybe resolve some of the issues and just give the parties additional time to work things out. These were filed in December and we've sort of had an initial objection, then we had one status conference. I believe we've only had one status conference and I was trying to look at the date for that. And that's when we heard that WPX was gonna object or file competing applications. And then most recently with Paloma filing their entry of appearance and objection. So again, there's lots of parties here. We would ask for another status conference so that the parties can have additional time to negotiate.
Let me understand the competing applications a little bit better. Ms. Vance, I'll come to you, Mr. Savage, if necessary, but Ms. Vance, what is the overlapping acreage in these competing applications?
I have not looked at those competing applications. That's the first time I've gotten the case numbers. So I would have to look and see what it
Let me
is.
ask Mr. Savage.
Yes, we filed those yesterday. So the overlapping unit, the overlapping acreage. So excuse me, I get my thoughts here. So Mewburn filed applications for an original development plan that was 2.5 mile wells, and that was October 4th, and that's when we entered negotiations and tried to, start working towards resolving these matters. In response, Mewburn then dismissed those applications and filed these new applications December 9th. The new applications are quite a different venture. It's a 4 mile well that covers 27, 28, 29, and 30. And Mewburn's proposing, for example, units of the size of 2,500 something acres. So, we're very hopeful that. So we filed our interests are in developing 2 of the sections, 28 and 29, and we're hoping that we could reach a resolution where that could be accommodated, where both parties could develop their 2 mile or 2.5 mile wells. That's really what we're shooting for.
And to be clear, in your acreage, do you know what your ownership interest is?
I don't know exactly, but it's a strong presence.
Okay.
And
All right. Ms. Vance, at the last status conference, which was in February, I said that if they, that I knew that WPX intended to file competing applications, I said that I would set a contested hearing if the status, if your negotiations had not been complete by now. So we need to get something set. We can't just keep these on the docket, especially now that we have competing applications. We can set it for May, for 2 months from now, which should give you plenty of time to finish or to come to a hearing, but I'm not willing to go past May. Freya, you sent out dates, didn't you?
I did.
What was the date in May?
It was May 26th, which is the day after Memorial Day.
Okay,
We could also do May 27th, 28th.
so Ms. Vance, we have May 26, 27, or 28.
Well, I would take the May 28th. I know I'm not taking the 27th because that's my birthday. So.
I forgot that
And
we're both Geminis. Yeah.
yeah, well, I come from a very strong household of Geminis. Both of my parents are Gemini and my husband is
Wow.
a Gemini too.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't piss us off.
Sounds
So
good.
yeah, I'll take
Okay.
the May 28th if that works.
Okay, it does work for us, Mr. Savage.
Yeah, that we would agree to
All
that.
right. So Freya, would you issue a pre-hearing order for the competing cases and would you join 26049 through 52 with Ms. Vance's cases?
Yes.
All right, very good. And I know that Ms. Bennett and Ms. Hardy have not filed competing cases. Would you be participating in the contested hearing if there is one?
We would be entering our appearance and maintaining our protection of
Right.
de novo
And
rights.
Ms. Bennett?
That is the same as well.
Very good. Okay, all right, very good. So neither of you would have witnesses then?
I would need to confirm,
Okay.
but I don't think so, but I'm not absolutely certain. If we did, I don't think it would be, several witnesses.
Right. Okay. All right. Anything else, Ms. Bennett?
No, nothing for me. Thank you.
Ms. Hardy?
No, thank you.
All right, Ms. Vance?
Nothing from me.
All right, Mr. Savage?
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
we're
it.
off the record in those cases. Thank you. Let's move on to Matador production. Looks like we have 4 cases here. 25912, 13, 14, and 15.
Good morning, Mr. Hearing Examiner Paula Vance with the Santa Fe office of Holland and Hart on behalf of Matador.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Dina Bennett from Model Sperling on behalf of Avant Operating 2, and we did object to these cases moving forward by affidavit.
Thank you. What's the status of your objection?
Avant is maintaining its objection. Avant does own quite a bit of acreage in MRC's or Matador's proposed unit. And Avant is hopeful that there could be some negotiations that occur. But at the moment, Avant is considering sending out its own proposal letters and then if it has to file competing applications. So I coordinated with Ms. Vance, or Ms. Vance actually coordinated with me yesterday, and we were both amenable to requesting a status conference in April. At that point, we would know more about the next steps.
That's fine. Ms. Vance, they're your cases. Is that how you want to proceed?
Yes, we would like another status conference to give some more time for the parties to negotiate. And just for the record, the applicant and this is actually Greyhound Resources LLC.
Oh, so not Matador.
No, Matador is listed as the requested operator under the application, but the applications were actually filed by one of Matador's entities, Greyhound Resources LLC. So just
Okay.
wanted to be clear for the record.
But you're not saying that we should change on our docket Matador to Greyhound?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
it's fine.
All right. Sounds good. So the status conference in April will be the final status conference. By that point, I'll expect that you guys know where these cases are going. And if you're going to file a competing application, you'll have the dates for that as well. And we can set a contested hearing for it. Is there anything further, Ms. Bennett?
No, thank you very much.
Ms. Vance?
Just to confirm, what was the April date again for the status conference?
I don't know, Miss Chance?
It's the 16th.
April 16? April 16, Ms. Vance.
Okay, we will continue our cases to that date. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Off the record in those cases, let's go to the last two cases on our docket. This is 25956 and 57 Avant Operating. Ms. Bennett, is that you? Ms. Bennett?
Sorry, I'm not sure if you heard me.
Sorry, I was muted. I said I actually withdrew from the cases and Ms. Luck has entered her appearance in my place.
Very good, very good. We need to update this, but yes, I know that Freya said Ms. Luck would be entering an appearance here. Go right ahead, Ms. Luck.
Good morning, Mr. Hearing Examiner. Caitlin Luck appearing for Avant Operating in these two cases.
And
Thank
good
you.
morning, Mr. Examiner. This is Jordan Kessler on behalf of EOG, and we're monitoring this case.
Monitoring, thank you.
Jackie McLean on behalf of Permian Resources Operating, and we are monitoring as well.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Examiner. Carrie Hatley entering her appearance on behalf of Marathon Oil Permian, and we are monitoring only.
Thank you. So who objected? Ms. Luck, who
Philip
objected?
White. I am here, Philip White.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, I own 130 unleased mineral acres in this project.
Okay, so you've objected on what basis?
On, on the basis that I've been in the hospital and I haven't had time to prepare any kind of presentation for the commissioner.
This isn't in front of the commission, Mr. White. It's in front of the division at this point. And basically, it's a compulsory pooling application. What problem do you have with the application?
Well, I've sent two detailed explanations of my problems, but the main one is I have an unleased 40-acre tract that their proposed location will prevent me from drilling a vertical third Bone Spring well on.
Okay. All right, Mr. White. Are you going to get an attorney?
You know, I guess I should, but I've like I say, I've been in the hospital. This has all hit me so cold, and I need a lot more time to prepare my case.
Okay, Mr. White, just to help you understand how this works here, Miss Luck represents Paloma, or Avant, excuse me. And Avant has a due process right to a hearing. Since you've objected, we're going to set this for a hearing in the coming months. So we don't have a lot of time for you to put on a case. You'll have a certain amount of time, but not a lot of time.
Well, I was hoping for 6 months.
Okay, so Ms. Luck, how do you want to proceed?
At this point in time, Avant wants to set this case for a contested hearing as soon as possible. I think the earliest available is the April 28th. If that's open still, we would take that.
Okay. All right. Miss Chance, how is April 28?
That's one of the dates I offered, so it's good.
Okay. So Mr. White, Avant Operating has asked for a contested hearing. It's their right to have a contested hearing. You have the right to appear, to cross-examine witnesses, to put on your own case as well in opposition to their compulsory pooling case. But I do give preference to the applicant when it comes to moving forward.
Well, okay, I understand that, but I've heard you give some of these applicants until a May date, and you're gonna my case number is the last one, and you're gonna throw me ahead of those earlier applicants?
Mr. White, this is not your case. This is Avant Operating's two cases.
Yeah. Well, I just don't feel that's fair. These are unleased minerals, 130 acres. And I've tried to come to terms with Avant, and I thought we had a deal, but they unilaterally changed the terms of the agreement just yesterday. And I just don't feel that it's fair that you're going to, in less than a month, I'm going to be in front of the examiner in a forced pooling.
Okay, I understand your position. I appreciate it. We're going to issue a pre-hearing order for April 28, and you can continue your negotiations. If for some reason you come to an agreement, we'll deal with that at the time, but I would suggest that you prepare for a hearing.
Well, I once again, I don't think that's fair. I don't even have a lawyer, much less an engineer or a geologist. I don't have any of that.
I understand. Ms. Luck, anything further?
No, nothing further. Thank you.
I do have a question for you, Ms. Luck, and maybe this will help Mr. White. Who do you intend to call at the hearing?
I would expect that we would have the standard exhibits and testimony from an Avant landman and Avant geologist. But I would need to
Okay.
discuss that with my client in preparation for the hearing.
All right.
Listen, may I ask Ms. Luck a question?
No, sir. If you want to discuss things with Ms. Luck, do it directly through her email or by calling her. You can address me and I'll address Ms. Luck for you.
Well, she said she was going to call a Avant landman, and I'm requesting that she call Jack Richardson, who claims that he's an Avant landman, and Tiffany at Avant says he's not a landman. So I'd just be curious to know what the status of this Jack Richardson is.
Okay, Mr. White, there's a rule that you probably should learn very quickly. I'm going to give it to you. Do you have a pen?
I got a pencil.
All right. Our rule that we're going to operate under is 19.15.4, and then it's NMAC. That stands for New Mexico Administrative Code. That is going to give you the rule that this hearing is it proceeds upon. It'll tell you everything about how you can interact with the Avant operating case. It'll tell you when information is due. It'll also, do you have access to the New Mexico imaging system?
That I do not know. If
So,
I
Ms.
can
Luck,
get it on my iPad, I probably do.
Ms. Luck, would you please send this gentleman, do you have his email, Mr. White's email?
No, I
do.
don't. Could you
I do.
provide it to us?
Yeah, it's BLANCOCO1
Ms. Luck, would you repeat that?
I'm sorry, could we have Mr. White repeat that?
It's Blanco, BLANCO, CO1 @MSN.com.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Luck, would you repeat that?
I've got BLANCO, CO1 @MSN.com.
Correct.
Okay. So, Ms. Luck, please send Mr. White the link for the New Mexico OCD imaging system so he can find your application and all documents that you're going to file in this case.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you, Mr. Hearing Examiner.
All right. And would you please cite to the rule as well, 1915-4 NMAC, so that he knows what his rights are and how this is going to proceed?
Yes, I will do that.
All right. And Mr. White, if you do have someone enter an appearance on your behalf, that person will also have access to all of the information that Ms. Luck is going to send you. And we'll see you on the 28th of April.
Well, I hope I'm not back in the hospital on the 28th of April.
Well, Mr. White, I hope not also, but you can appear virtually if that's your preference. You can also appear here in person in Santa Fe. It's really up to you.
Oh, Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, Mr. White. All right. So Ms. Luck, anything further?
No, thank you.
All right. We're off the record, and that concludes our business for today. Thank you. Freya, are we done recording?